It's the NFL on EA Sports, where London will play host to a different kind of football. It's the Los Angeles Rams and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Coming up next.
Here in London, we see one of the world's most iconic football venues, Wembley Stadium. And since 2007, it's welcomed the NFL to stage some American football contests as well. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott. And Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over them for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Cam Little after the opening kick. And off we go from Wembley. Has this at the 6. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. Some good work on that return. Brock gets this up to the 33. So the Rams offense getting out there for their opening drive of the game. And leading them out to one of the game's all-time leading passers. The top pick back in 2009. Still going strong. It's Matthew Stafford.
Stafford just continues to fight off injuries, and he continues to battle Father Time. And it is remarkable. There's a lot of quarterbacks as we see him age. We see the arm fall apart. We see the wear in the tear and the velocity disappear. You're just not seeing that with Stafford. You can question how long the journey may continue, but you cannot question how productive he is when he's on that field.
He's got the hook up to Devontae Adams. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
New set of downs for him from the 46. First carry now for Kyron Williams. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this second down. They stay on the ground with Williams. And he takes it across midfield and into Jaguars territory. Call it a gain of 6, and they need only 2 now on 3rd down.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. And again, they stall him out at the line. He couldn't get it.
You know, I'm not sure what else could have been done there, Kate. Just the right call defensively to come up with a 3rd and short stop.
Rams going to punt on 4th down, and they're calling Ethan Evans to the field. This one's headed for the sideline and out. We'll get the mark. They say it's at the 9 where it crossed. So here comes the Jaguar offense now. Their turn to set out on an opening drive. And bringing them out, a former #1 overall pick out of Clemson in 2021, Trevor Lawrence.
As you're running onto the field with this kind of field position as a quarterback, you're reminded yourself and your huddle, hey, let's be disciplined. Got to be on the details here. Got to take care of the football. And you also encourage them and let them know that script you've been working on all week, well, there's a lot of field and there's a lot of plays ahead of them to go and put a score on the board.
Here's Travis Etienne on the ground. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. He'll get this one to Brown. And they take him down at the 24-yard line. He manages a gain of 8 there. And that's a Jaguar first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
On 1st and 10, here's Lawrence. The Rams get to him, and he's dropped. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Another try following the sack. That's complete to the sideline. Not a ton of room, but he does get the feet down.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Defense looking to defend the marker on third down. Lawrence working from the gun. That pass caught by Strange. And he'll have it up to about the 23-yard line on the play. Stopped on the play by the rookie from Tennessee.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the fourth down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
And that fair catch brought in just beyond the 30-yard line. So no return on that punt. And the Rams will take possession. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. They'll send their tight end right. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. Shotgun snap to Sanford. We'll just huck this one into row C, and some lucky fan is going to haul in a heck of a souvenir.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive downfield. I love the call. I love pushing the ball down the field. But the windows in the throwing lanes aren't there long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be off.
Throwing is Stafford on third. Complete beyond the marker. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. So that connection for a first will bring us to the end of the first. Couple of zeros on the board right now. We'll get back to the action in just a moment. Time for the second quarter of play. It's Rams football. They're looking at first down here. Here's Stafford. Pass complete. 2-2 Atwell. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
First and 10 from the 41. Straight ahead with Williams. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Another run for Williams. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. It's a 4-yard pickup, and they need the same now here on third down.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
Stafford now on third down. His pass caught by Nakua. And they take him down right along the 30. A 5-yard gain on the play. And it brings up an LA first down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
Some early movement on the left side there, but was he the first to go, or was he provoked? One of the most common penalties in the sport, and the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. They're set back 5 by that false start. Now 15 yards to the marker. Stafford from the gun. He gets this one in Nakua. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Devin Lloyd on the tackle.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Second and 10 now. This will be caught by Adams. And he's out of bounds right at that 25-yard line.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
And it's a nickel set from the Jags on this third down. Now Stafford again. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up fourth down.
Pretty even match in this first half, and you're just kind of waiting. Right? You just kind of try to get a feel for which defense is going to come to life. And when you get that sack, that could go a long way to infusing some energy on that side of the ball.
On comes Joshua Carty and the Rams field goal unit to try it on fourth down. Needs a good amount here, too. 51 yards away. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that's going to get them on the scoreboard.
The wind was at a sails, Kate, and it certainly helped that football fly true and right down the middle. And from that distance, to hit with that accuracy is one impressive shot.
The Rams kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. Here's Parker Washington with the return. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. Second drive coming up for the Jacksonville offense. And coming off our first points of the ball game, they're going to take over now trailing 3-zip. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Here's ETN to begin the drive. And he's brought down for a loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
We've hit the 2-minute warning now in Britain. The Jaguars trying to make some noise before halftime. Here's 2nd and 11. Buys time, rolling right. He's keeping it. They'll get 18 yards there. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
He's going to loft one deep to the left. Big gain downfield. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you'd think on the other side defensively they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
Cam Little to try the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Jaguars take a 4-point lead. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Here's a return from the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Now LA getting its offense all set to go. They're getting close to a minute to play, Brock, and they're going to need that time with a long field ahead. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Working from the gun. Here's Stafford. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Wanted to fit that one into Devontae Adams. So 2nd down coming up.
See the pass, time up your hit, and jar that ball loose. Not a lot of players are hanging on through a well-placed hit like that one.
Stafford to throw again on 2nd. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. The Jaguars are going to call their first time out. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on 3rd down. Give to Williams from the gun. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains. A timeout taken by Jacksonville. It's 2nd. As they'll get together and discuss with 4th down coming up. Ethan Evans back out there. They're going to punt it away again. Parker Washington to return this for the Jags. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. Fair catch the signal, and he brings it in at the 23. The Jaguars send Brian Thomas Jr. readying for another drive on offense. They seem likely to carry the lead into the locker room, but some points here to end the half could make things even more comfortable. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Lawrence. He gets this one to Strange. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
2nd and 4. Connection made. Travis Etienne. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve. Some call it automatic. But it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. Here's Lawrence to throw. Searches from the pocket. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. That's a short gain of 1. And that's a Jaguar 1st down.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the 1st down.
We've arrived at halftime now. It's a 7-3 ball game after our first 2 quarters. Now it's back across the Atlantic to our studios in sunny Orlando, Florida. Let's hear from Jonathan Coachman. He's got our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports halftime report. In the first half, we saw a strong outing from Trevor Lawrence. He has a touchdown pass, and that amounted to the only touchdown of the game for either team thus far.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Two quarters to go from London Town, and here we go in our second half. Washington now to return. He's got a lane up past the 30. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. Here come the Jaguars, taking the field on offense to start the 3rd. And it has been all about these defenses so far, Brock. Even into the second half, we're still waiting for one of these offenses to take charge.
Yeah, what you're feeling, these defenses are making every yard tough, every 1st down tough, every series tough. And offensively, yeah, it's time to toughen up and maybe more importantly, sharpen up.
They've got 1st down from the 31. Now Lawrence. Has him on the quick hitter. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Out of the gun, a give to Etienne. And this run's limited to a minimal gain up to about the 44. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Lawrence in the pistol. That's taken in by Etienne. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
Throwing is Lawrence on third down. He puts some air under a deep throw to the left. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. Couldn't find Brian Thomas Jr. on that throw. So that brings up 4th and long.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. The Rams set to go on offense once more. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Stafford now. Able to find Nakua here. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
First down, ball at the 36. Now Stafford to throw. Complete. It's Atwell. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Stopped by Foye Oluokun.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. And the play clock hits 0. This is going to be delay a game. Man in motion wasn't set in time. Just couldn't get a snap away before the play clock expired. All right, here we go. 2nd down. They take the handoff now. Stafford. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Off the play fake, it's Stafford. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 31. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And then brings up 3rd down.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Shotgun snap to Stafford. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They'll come up 1st and 10. They are throwing it again. He's got the hook up to Adams. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there and there's nothing this defense can do.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Stafford from the gun. This throw is caught. And he takes this one down to the 10 before hitting that sideline. A gain of 5, Brock, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Throwing now on 1st down, Stafford. Quick slant complete. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Now it's 2nd and goal from the 1. Williams goes up and over for the touchdown. The Rams grab the lead on their first series of the half. Kyron Williams, the touchdown. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
This is the time of the game where your legs just get a little bit tired. But that was a determined-looking drive right there. They were not going to be denied, and they're able to score and take the lead.
That one splits the uprights. So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter, and they'll continue adding to their lead. And after that last-second score in the 3rd, we'll resume play with a kickoff. The Rams kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. Washington now to return. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Jacksonville offense back on the field now. They find themselves down here in the 4th after that touchdown. This game could end up depending on how they respond right here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Lawrence now off the play action. Oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Cameron Curl has it. He got in front of that one for the pick. Looked like that's the receiver it was designed to go to on that play, too.
Yeah, the QB just must have missed the lurky defender in coverage right there. That's where, as a QB, you've got to have the vision to not just see your route, but see those defenders in front of it. If you stare down your receivers in this league, turnovers follow.
Possession switching back to the LA offense as they head out. And I'm pretty sure, Brock, they hadn't even all sat down on that sideline yet to rest. And now they're right back out there with a great chance to repeat their last touchdown.
And you will take that every day of the week and twice on Sundays. You don't mind at all. You got that defense right now reeling after the touchdown. And look at where they start with the football now.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Here's Stafford. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there when you saw the field. It's going to be 2nd down.
Boy, offenses that connect in this intermediate zone are so effective. Getting a completion in that area, and not just sparks your offense, but it just turns that aggressive meter way up. They just couldn't quite find the connection.
Back to the air we go on 2nd. Stafford. And a nice game here, but it stopped short of the 1st.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
Stafford now on third down. He has the first over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Stafford again. Finds his back, Kyron Williams. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They motion the tight end over. He has it at the 5. And this is down all the way to the 3. They'll have 1st and goal to go now after they gained 18 on the previous play.
Just how many times do we see teams go to this route? You can go to a Little League field, tell them to, hey, run to the post. It's a playbook staple. And he's someone you could depend on to create space and make catches out of it.
All set up for an insurance score here. It's 1st and goal. From the gun, a carry by Corum. Gets in. Touchdown, L.A. The Rams pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. It's a Blake Corum touchdown. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
Cardi now for the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Rams make it a 10-point ball game. The Rams kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. Washington now to return. This return makes it up to the 25. Jacksonville heading out there on offense. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Able to find Strange here. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
1st down, ball at the 36. Out of the gun, Lawrence. Big catch is made, and he got the feet in too. The end result there, 15 yards and a 1st.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
Etienne gets it on the draw. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Sometimes the surprises work out for a nice game. And sometimes, well, those surprises, they don't surprise anybody, and you're left hoping your running back just gets up.
Offense in the hurry up here. From the shotgun, Lawrence escapes the pocket. Now he takes it. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run.
That is quarterback play 101. Maybe not the first chapter of it, but man, is that important. Getting downfield, get what you can with your legs, then most importantly, protect yourself. Get down and don't take any extra contact.
He throws a bullet to this. This is caught inside the 15. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It goes for a 38-yard pickup. And now they have a 1st and goal. Offense up to the line fast. First down throw, Lawrence. He's on the move. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the pressure drives them backwards.
You know what I call that, Kate? Punch, and you took a punch, but then you countered right back. You give up a big play, massive play, but you don't hang your head. You come right back, you get a sack of your own, and you change the momentum as quickly as you can.
We've reached the 2-minute warning from London. Jaguars down by 10. Second chance at 6 here. It's 2nd and goal. Trying again, following the set. That's Thomas, he's got it. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. Jags working fast here, trying to get back to the line. Here he is to throw. Catch is made in close. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And this is cut for a score, and we are not done here yet. Man, Brock, that defense held up 3 straight plays. They just couldn't come up with the one final stop they needed to get off the field.
And how about this offense? Courage of the offense to run it back for one more snap and make the adjustments on 4th and goal to finally punch it in. Quite the mini little chess match we just saw play out over those last 4 plays.
And now for the point after, and crucially to bring things within a field goal. And he connects there, so now another kick from him. A field goal would tie this game in the 4th. So everything comes down to this onside kick with less than a minute to go. And the Rams get on top of the kick, and that should ice this game away. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. Out come the Rams on offense. They're headed out now defending not a 2-score lead, just a field goal advantage here. So wondering, Brock, is that going to affect how they approach a chance at closing this one out?
No, I don't think there's any question about it. Yeah, I think if it's a 2-score game, it's run, 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 take every second off, and punt that ball. Not now. Now you've got to get to the plays that you trust and believe in the most.
Motion man sent left. They're going to run on first down with Corum. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. The Jaguars are going to call their first time out. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Offense to the line for second down. He'll stick with Corum. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains. A timeout taken by Jacksonville. It's second. And they'll have just one left to burn now. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Corum again. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs. Now a timeout called by the Jaguars. That's their 3rd. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. He's down to a knee, and the Rams getting ready to celebrate this win.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
Kneel down here, and they can start to celebrate this win. With the win in hand, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So make a check in that win column for the Rams. This is the type of game everyone was hoping they'd see when they entered this stadium, Brock, you and I included. A close one that went all the way down to the final whistle.
And, Kate, this is one of the bigger adjustments a college player has to make to the NFL. In college, you get a lot of blowouts. The NFL, every game you get calloused because you know more often than not they'll be like this, a one-possession game that's not about how you start. It's all about how you finish.